got the shop supervisor over there laying on the floor. But trying to get my, there, it's better. Trying to get my vacuum pump working here. I turned it on and the motor was turning, but it wasn't pumping anything. And I got to looking, and it had originally this was mounted on the pump shaft, and then this end was mounted on the motor shaft, and there was just a plastic sleeve with teeth in it for a coupler. Well, over the years, this thing's probably 22, 23 years old, and I guess enough brake clean and oil has got in there on that plastic, it just disintegrated and blew apart. Well, you can order this online. It's not expensive, but it's not available locally, and I was kind of wanting to use this pump. So my options were to try to find another coupler that would go in there, or to weld. I could weld these together and then put the motor on and reach up from the bottom and put the set screws in. But and that's not off the table. I may still end up having to do that. But what I'm going to try to do, because this Lovejoy coupler here was available locally for 20 bucks, I'm going to try to put this Lovejoy in. But as you can see, it's too big. It hits this right here. I don't know if you can see that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to machine the edge of this down out to right here and see if I can get just enough clearance for it to miss this and still hopefully have enough meat to put a set screw in it and get it locked onto the shaft. And if not, we just have to wait a week or two for that to come in. Or, like I said, it wouldn't have any misalignment forgiveness, but I think this motor's mounted pretty rigid, so if it was lined up from the factory pretty good, it'd probably be fine. If I just welded these two together, slide them on a piece of 1/2-inch stock, and then weld them together and then reassemble it. So that's probably what I should do anyway. But I'm gonna try to get the Lovejoy in there, because the Lovejoy's got this rubber spider that sits in between them and takes out the vibration and accounts for a little bit of misalignment. So we'll take this over to the lathe and see if we can get a hold of it somehow. All right, let me show you what I got here. I'll turn this off. That Lovejoy, those ears fit in the chuck real nice, and I was able to get a hold of it pretty good here. So I'm just gonna start whittling on this thing and try to make it the same diameter as that other coupling. So I'm running about 500 RPM. Hopefully it don't chatter. If it does, we'll slow her down. Run some carbide. Oh yeah, that's machining real nice. Start right there, and then as I go smaller and smaller, I'll fine tune the edge over there to get the thickness that I think I need right there. So I gotta use both hands for this. So start doing. I believe it's going to be plenty strong enough. The factory coupler was plastic, so there's about a 200 thousandths of steel there. And if I was really concerned about strength, I wouldn't have cut it so thin here, but I had to do it here for clearance, and then I would put a radius on the inside of that. But for what we're doing, I think this is going to be just fine. All right, so as you can see, the thickness that's left on there is going to be plenty for a grub screw. This is for a round keyed shaft, and we have a D-shaped shaft, so that flat is going to allow the grub screw to set down in there, and there's going to be plenty of meat right there to lock it into place. And turned out okay. And then this is going to fit in here. And if I go away, I'll touch and pull it off just a little bit. It's almost got full depth on the shaft, so as long as the grub screw don't stick out too far and hit this, I think we're going to be just fine. All right. Let me adjust this. There we go. Got it back together here. It's kind of hard to see, but look down there, you can see the coupler. And it's got a big hole in the bottom of it. I was just had to reach up in there and tighten the set screws up. And, everything's working. Call that a success.